Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. To keep my sanity in this day and age, I have been bringing my dogs to the office. I think they get it. I'm not sure about the rest of us. I'm not even sure I do, honestly, but I want to introduce to you Mowgli. Come here, Mowgli. Come here, buddy. This is Mowgli. He is probably 14, 15 years old. Sheltered dog. Yeah, you're the best. Love you, buddy. You're a good boy. And then my other one is Baloo. He's also from the shelter. He's probably 8 or 9, right? You're a good boy. Love you guys. Okay, and Phoebe, come here. Come here, Phoebe. Come here. Phoebe is my son and daughter-in-law's dog. A little bigger. One of those designer dogs, sheepadoodle, but she's adorable, aren't you? Love you. They keep my sanity. I'll begin with these words. Oh my God, what have we done? What are we doing? The years leading up to World War II and the Holocaust, a large number of German Christians condemned people who were different from them theologically, politically, ethnically. And in the midst of that dangerous context, a newspaper dared to risk everything and try to envision what a future church service would look like if Germany continued to follow the ways of Hitler. It imagined a minister standing before the congregation and saying to them, anyone who's not 100% Aryan, there's the door. You can go. No one moved. Said it a second time. Everyone still was sitting there. Said it a third time. And as the story goes, Jesus gets off of the crucifix, steps out of the altar, and leaves the church. Demonizing others is way outside and totally unacceptable for followers of Jesus. This is especially true when it comes to immigration, and when it comes to immigrants. Okay? You can't love Jesus and hate immigrants. Sorry, can't do that. People seem very happy and free to do that, though. The scripture's clear. Leviticus chapter 19, verses 33 and 34. Pretty clear here. When a person from another land lives in your land, do not mistreat them. That person from another country, another land, must be treated as one of your native born. Love him as yourself. Love him or her as yourself. Scripture says, for you were all strangers once. You were all people from another land living in Egypt. Got to remember that. God said to the Hebrew people in the book of Leviticus. Jesus himself was an immigrant. Remember the birth story. At one point, Mary and Joseph had to flee for their child's life from King Herod. We see that in Matthew chapter 2. And then in Matthew 25, Jesus is pretty clear. As an adult, he says, come, you who are blessed by my Father, and take your inheritance. For I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. Later in the text, Jesus says, depart from me, you who are cursed, for I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. This doesn't mean, and I've said it before, it doesn't mean we're to have open borders, okay? No one's saying that. We need immigration laws. Absolutely. Not having them is not reasonable nor responsible. However, it doesn't mean that immigrants are to be treated without compassion, without dignity, without fairness, without respect. Okay? Tragically, though, that's not the case in America right now. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Immigrants are just totally vilified. Immigrants are being demonized, which is so un-Christ-like, to treat your neighbor that way. And yes, they are your neighbor. On numerous occasions, our would-be king, president of the U.S., has said immigrants are vermin who are polluting, are poisoning, is the exact word he used, poisoning the blood of our country. That's the same language used by Hitler. It's the same language. To demonize, Hitler used the language to demonize European Jews in the 1930s that ultimately led to the murder of more than 6 million Jews in the Holocaust. Immigrants also are accused by our administration of being murderers and rapists and drug dealers, in spite of the fact that they commit far less crime per capita than American-born citizens. You're more in danger from your own citizen than you are from an immigrant. Immigrants who commit serious crimes, absolutely should be arrested and deported. But the vast majority of immigrants are law-abiding, hard-working people who make up and contribute to the American economy and culture. The hateful rhetoric that's out there and overwhelming cruel policies currently being directed towards immigrants those policies are anti-Christian to the core and must be challenged by serious followers of Jesus, regardless of their political affiliation. Do you think I love or enjoy doing messages like this? Absolutely not. Because I know the vast majority of people out there don't want to hear this. And they walk out of church or they don't come back to church. I don't want to do a pastor dealing with politics. Stop it. You cannot not but deal with political matters in today's world. It doesn't affect your life. Of course it does. And we need to deal with it in church. We are Christ followers, apparently, we Christians. And we should call out anything or anyone who demonizes a brother or sister. And yes, the immigrant is your brother, is your sister. Immigrants are real people. Hello, they are. Who have stories, created in the image of God, and are to be treated accordingly. Years ago I saw a play online about a group of strangers who were thrust together in a strange place. And all around them lay construction materials and tools. And at night, the people heard strange sounds and they grew afraid. They grew afraid of outsiders that they envisioned out there who wanted to take what they had. So they took the construction materials and the tools and decided they needed to build a wall to protect themselves. Well, in this play, a 30-year-old something or the young man comes along and enters into this group, joins the group, and when he discovered that they were wanting to build a wall, he suggested, how about building a bridge instead? He encouraged them to do that. And as the play continued, tensions mounted between the people who wanted to build a wall and those who were wanting to build a bridge. At the end of the play, as the young man passionately argued for building a bridge and not a wall, the group attacked the man and killed him. Several of the men picked up his dead body, and unbeknownst to them, as they were holding up his body, this dead man, young man's body, formed the shape of a cross. And a woman in the crowd looked at the lifeless young man and cried out, "Oh my God, what have we done?" As I look at the attitude towards immigrants today and the policies with regard to immigration in America today, and consider how much they violate the example and the teachings of Jesus, I also wonder, oh my God, what have we done? What are we doing indeed? What's going on, America? What's going on?